The following may contain strong opinionated views. The views and opinions expressed on this show does not necessarily reflect the views or the opinions of any social media or broadcast platform.
Hi, welcome to Talk Back Live, a show that gets you involved in live conversations and sports with Brian Camp on Sports Update, bringing you the latest developments in today's world of sports. And now, here's your hosts Frank Allan and Brian Camp.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a pleasant night to each and every one of you in your different time zones around the world and across the country. Here we are once again, another Thursday. It's 8 p.m. on the East Coast, 5 p.m. on the West Coast. It's Friday morning in London. It's 1 a.m., 3 a.m. in Israel, and it's 9 a.m. in Tokyo, Japan. Everyone is getting to start a brand new day. Welcome to another edition of Talk Back Live. My name is Frank Allan, and I'm going to be with you for a whole full hour. We meet here every Thursday at this time, and we want to get everybody involved in the show. That includes you. I want to say hello to all of you who have just chimed in, especially my friends who've been with us all of these years. And we thank you so much for that. We want to thank you each and every week. As long as you're out there, we're here for you. Also, we want to take time to talk to some of the people who may be possibly new. If you're very brand new to the show, well, we want to let you know how the show operates. Now, as the host of the show, I get things started. I'll throw out a conversation piece that we could chew on just to get things started, although we do not have to linger on that conversation for the entire show. That's why we need you to come in and help us out, because whatever you want to talk about, we're available to talk it over with you. But we just throw it out. And as the host of the show, I also will tell you, how things run and tell you the events of the day, everything that goes along with this show. Now, I want you guys to know, if you're a very first time listener, that this show is live on two different platforms. We're live on YouTube, and we're live on Facebook as well. So either one of those will get you there. All you have to do is just chime in and you'll see us right there, because people come in everywhere. And we're all around the world. We're global. And that's why we don't stop. We're coming to you from New York. That's why we don't stop in New York. That's why we go all over the world from New York. And of course, again, we'd like you to get involved with us. Now, keep in mind that anything that you want to talk about in particular, doesn't matter what it is, feel free to chime in. At this particular time, you don't have to wait for any command. All you have to do right now, as I speak right now, at this particular moment, you can use your keyboard on your computer or your telephone or even your tablet. Type in whatever you want to talk about. I'll see you right there on the big screen. I will entertain all of your thoughts and ideas, because that's what the show is all about, right? Free exchange of ideas and of opinions. And since we all have those opinions, let's lump all of them together. This way we can make it a good conversation. So again, if there's anything that you want to talk about in particular, feel free. We'll look forward to seeing you. Okay, so here we are. And here we are. It's the month of July. It's July 9th. And, hey, the months come and go, so we want to savor them all as they come along. As they always say, you don't want time to go too fast, because as time goes fast, you get that much older, right? So, but anyway, we're here, and we thank you so much for being aboard. And tell your friends about the show. Tell your family and friends. We would love to get them in on the show. And you can do that right now, as a matter of fact. If you're watching us live, wherever you're watching us, right? Cut and paste the platform that you're on. Let's say, for instance, you're watching us on Facebook, right? If you're on Facebook, you want to cut and paste that particular link, right? And then you could send it out to all of your friends. You could send it out to as many of your friends as you want. And the same thing when you guys are watching us on YouTube as well. YouTube, yeah, you're watching us on YouTube as well. Do the same thing. Cut and paste it and send it out to all of your friends. We would love to hear from all of you guys. Remember, all of the views and the opinions expressed on this show, Talk Back Live, does not necessarily reflect the view or the opinion of the people of YouTube, Facebook, Zoom, or any other communication broadcast facility or even social media outlets. And so, Brian Camp is my host. He's always here. Only he's not in Charlotte this time around. He's someplace better, and he looks cool. He looks cool. Look at him.
Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. How you
Uh,
doing?
okay, I'm doing fine. Where are you at this point?
I'm exactly in the Bahamas, headed back to Port Canaveral, and it's 85 degrees. It's just taking shots of the moon going down at the sea and everything, celebrating my birthday and my anniversary along with my wife and everything. So 64 today and 15 years of marriage. Can't get any better than that.
Well, happy birthday and happy anniversary. See, now you got to cut. You're killing two birds with one stone. You're
That's right.
celebrating.
I had it planned. I had it
Yeah,
planned. Yeah,
planted that way.
that's
All right.
right.
Now, what happens when it comes to gift givings? How does
I
that
get
work?
I get two gifts. She gets one gift.
This is your birthday and your anniversary as well, right? Is she
Exactly.
is she there with you?
No, she's actually packing up because we're ready to head back to Port Canaveral. So
Uh,
she's packing the stuff up, but she'll be in the car with me though tomorrow. So
uh,
they could speak with her then, So it's actually a family reunion cruise for her and everything, for
uh,
her family. So basically that's what we was doing, and that's where she booked it. So we said let's do it around our birthday time. So birthday, man.
are you headed back to?
Thank you. See, I see. No, no, that's okay. You see, I got the customers here who's on the board with us. I'm ready to get with you. Wishing me happy birthday. Pictures, man. Whatever pictures you was taking, everything's like sharp. I'm sure. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, yes. So,
Okay.
so that's where we're at. Yeah. Mhm.
So do you get back to the States tomorrow? Is that what it is? You get back to the
I'll
States?
be in Port Canaveral somewhere around 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening. I mean, in the morning,
Uh,
and be back in Charlotte. Hopefully between 5 and 6 p.m. At night, because we're going to drive back because we got to go to pick up our pet. So that's what we're going to be doing. Yeah. hmm
oh, all right. So it wasn't really a long cruise. It was just kind of a quickie.
Monday through Friday. You know, but we're going to
Okay.
do it again. Me and my wife alone is going to do this alone in August sometime, August 9th to the 17th. So
Uh,
going to be probably somewhere between Aruba and somewhere else. I don't know where she handles all of that and everything, you know. So
you stay on a cruise so long. Why don't you just buy yourself a big ship and go into your own business and live there?
well, actually, basically, what I wanted to do was to actually
Work.
after retirement, I wanted to work on a cruise line. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I wanted to work on a cruise line where I could just, work there. But then I met this woman, and she ended up being my wife. And I said, "Would you want to do this?" And she said, "No." So I cannot do what I wanted to do and everything. So I got to listen to what she wants to do. Summertimes. Yeah.
Glad you're having a good time. What were the activities today? What did you do today? I know you like.
Today, well, I know. Well, today was more of just a day of just getting off the ship, taking shots at the Bahamas. We was at Coco Cay. That's another part in the Bahamas and everything. And we was early in the week. We was in the pool. We was on the beach. I'm going to take a lot of pictures and put it up on the internet on social media when I get back. May do it when I'm in the car and everything. But yeah, that's basically what we've been doing and everything. We just was able to do what we do and have fun, and that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Yeah.
Good. Well, I'm glad you're back. That's for sure. That's the whole thing. You're back.
Yes.
That's the thing we do. Anyway, we want to thank everybody who's joining us here on Talk Back Live. We're here and we're going to be here. Are we sharing the same time, right?
Same time zone. Yes.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
okay. So we're here and we're going to be here for the balance of the show, and we want you guys to check in with us. It is July 9th, and the special day is Brian's birthday, and uh, if I knew you were coming, I'd bake a cake. That's for sure.
Oh, listen,
Anyway,
we was just in the restaurant. They singing happy birthday to me, happy anniversary, gave us more cake and more brownies, more ice cream. Can't eat anymore. I had to give it away and everything. I gotta watch the weight line and everything, so but
yeah,
it was a nice celebration.
yeah. Well, that's good. That's good. And what we're celebrating, well, I don't know if you want to really call it a celebration, but all this month we've got things, it's summertime things that we like to lay out. And all month long, we've got National Ice Cream Month. Pick your favorite ice cream. You know, you have National Blueberry Month, there's National Hot Dog Month, there's National Grilling Month. You're not doing any grilling on the ship. You're going to do that when you get back home, right? I'd
Get
imagine.
back home. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we have a National Picnic Month. All of that, all of this month, all in one lump sum. It's all summertime activities. So there you go. You got sports coming up pretty soon, and there's a lot to talk about in sports. And pretty soon you will be talking about the home run derby and all of that. But right now, the biggest thing right now, the World Cup. Everybody's talking about that right now. That's what's shaking right there, the World Cup. So we'll see
Yes.
about. Yeah. But that's coming up in just a few minutes. And we want to say hello to all of you who are watching us out there, wherever you are. Remember that you could come in and join in the conversation as well, and let us know what you're up to. And this way we could all talk whatever you want to talk about. Now, conversation is for free. It's all open, and we'd love you guys to chime in on us. There's a lot to talk about too, Brian. There's a lot of news, and I don't want to, something. If I were you, I would have never come on the air. I just enjoy the show. I just enjoy.
Listen, we want to share we want to share things that's what other people was doing in another country, in another island. So this is what we do,
Yeah,
So this is what I like to do. So
yeah,
you see, I'm talking freely. I'm not whispering. There's people around me,
yeah,
So this is what I like to do,
yeah.
So
Your image, I don't know what it is. I could hear you. You're coming through pretty well. It's just that your image is frozen at the moment.
oh,
Uh,
okay.
I'm not sure what that is. Maybe it'll break. Maybe it's because where you are right now. I don't know. You know.
That's the internet right there. That's the internet that's making it feel like that and everything.
Yeah,
I am frozen. I'm looking at myself on and I am frozen, but you do hear me. I see you moving. I see your
yeah,
eyes blinking. So I am
yeah.
getting a good signal coming from you and everything.
Okay, that sounds good. The other thing too, like the cameras. Every time you talk, the camera's not switching to you when you talk. I don't know what's happening. That's happening on YouTube. That's
Right.
happening on YouTube. So I'm maybe when you get back to where you are, maybe we'll be back. When you come on tomorrow, you're going to be someplace else, right? So you'll be closer to
I'll
home,
be in the
right?
car.
Oh, okay.
I'll be in the car. Yeah,
All right. So you're not on land right now. You're sailing.
We're sailing. I mean, we just sailing. I wish I could show you if the picture wasn't frozen, but we are sailing right now. We got a nice breeze. It's 85 degrees here, in the middle of the Atlantic. People are just having a ball here. They're just, trying to get their last night in, for their drinks and everything else. So,
Yeah.
it's just, cruises is just having a good time and having fun and everything. So this is what we live for, having fun. The people in the casinos and people, gather together, laughing. There's no hatred. There's no arguing. Gotta be careful about the drink package because that's when it gets a little testy here when people start getting their drink package and they start drinking and everything. Could some things sometimes it can get a little haywire.
Gets a little crazy sometime, right?
Sometimes that's on that other ship. I don't want to talk about that other ship called starts with a C. But I'm on Royal Caribbean. Everybody out there, Royal Caribbean is definitely the best. So
Okay. Are you in that same ship on the same Royal Caribbean ship that we were on when we went to Italy? Is that the same ship, or
it's
is it
not the
another?
same ship. It's Royal Caribbean. The one we was on the Allure, the Royal Caribbean Allure of
Oh,
the Seas.
yeah,
This one is the Utopia of the Seas and everything. You know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, again,
Mhm.
everybody just joining us, the name of the show is called Talk Back Live, and we're going to be here to the top of the hour. Thank you so much for being here. Louise Lasser, the star of Mary Hartman died. The actress died on Monday in Manhattan, in New York City. Lasser was born in New York City on April 11th, 1939, to the parents of Saul J. Lasser, and he was a tax specialist, and Paula Lasser, designer. She attended Brandeis University, where she majored in political science and performed in music and cabaret. She dropped out of her senior year to pursue acting. She was 87 years old. Mary Hartman.
Remember that was a fine that was at a late night 11 o'clock soap opera.
That's right. And
Yeah.
that was another Norman Lear production.
Ah.
Okay, what's happening in sports? It's your show.
Okay. Well, because I'm away, I mean that doesn't mean the information don't come to me. I sometimes the information comes to me, but sometimes I have to get the information. Well, Major League Baseball is having their Midsummer Classic is headed back to Philadelphia. The Phillies will be the host team this year, the All-Star game, for the fourth time in their history, but it will not be the first time at Citizens Bank Park. That's their stadium called Bank Park. It was used to be called the Veteran Stadium, but it's called Citizen Bank Park. The 2026 festivities will kick off on July 10th, which is tomorrow. Tomorrow will be Friday with the HBCU colleges, that's historical Black colleges, universities, Swingman Classic, and will culminate in the 96th edition of the Midsummer Classic on July 14th. That's the game. The National League will look for a second consecutive victory over the American League, winning last year in the first ever home run derby style swing off. The home run derby. That's where a couple players from both leagues would join in, where they could just hit home runs over the wall, over the fence, and the tiebreaker is a game which is tied. They will go for a swing off. Some of the people, Shohei Otani and Ernie Clement, automatically earned the starting spot in their positions, designated hitter and second base, and the rosters that was already revealed July 4th. But I'm going to give you the festivities, the festivities. July 4th, which would be the All-Star Selection Show, that was already passed already. July 10th, that's tomorrow. That's the HBCU Swingman Classic. That's at 7 p.m. on the MLB Network. July 12th will be the All-Star Futures game. That'll be at 12 noon. That'll be on NBC. Also on July 12th, the All-Star 3-on-3 that's a new event. Follow Futures game. July 13th will be the Major League Baseball Home Run Derby at 8 p.m. That'll be on Netflix. Netflix is getting involved. July 14th will be the Major League Baseball All-Star Red Carpet at 2 p.m. That will be on the Major League Baseball Network. And July 14th, the All-Star game at 8 p.m. That game will be on Fox. In the NBA, the Miami Heat formally introduced part of the family Wednesday with the 34-year-old Tim Hardaway getting his welcome back to Miami. This is Tim Hardaway Jr. news conference and getting handed a number 10 Heat jersey. Only this one will be with Junior on it. Now, what you don't know is that his father used to play for the Miami Heat. Tim Hardaway Sr., his number has been retired. So the number is being worn by his son. First, it was some changes where the number would not be worn again, but the family got together, straightened it out. So his son, Junior, Tim Hardaway Jr., will be wearing it, and the number will be, be worn again. A legacy uh, of his father, his son is doing it his way. The younger Hardaway used to run around the heat practices when he was little on the floor as a kid while his dad played games. You remember him back in the 90s, when they used to go against the New York Knicks and partaking in video games. And as Hardaway Jr. got older, Pat Riley, who asked someone in the staff to put him through workouts on the practice court. So we'll be able to see him back in uniform for the Miami Heat. Mark Cuban, remember Mark Cuban? Well, he was the principal of the Dallas Mavericks, is accusing Dallas Mavericks Governor Patrick Dumont of freezing the team's former majority owner, which is Mark Cuban, out of the business opportunities in a proposed move of the club out of downtown, according to a newspaper report. The Dallas Morning News reported Wednesday that Cuban alleges Dumont has emerged in as adversary business practices in his bid to move the team about 10 miles north of downtown to the former site of the Dallas Mall. Now, the billionaire businessman said that the majority stakes in 2023 to the families of Miriam Adelson and Dumont, who is Adelson's son-in-law. So basically what this is, Cuban used to be the majority owner, and he agreed to continue to run in the basketball operations because he sold his shares as majority owner, but the agreement was that he'll still be minority owner, but he'll be the everyday, calling the everyday like trades and things like that. The GM Nico Harrison will have full control of the basketball site. So that's the agreement. But there's some things that's going on that's not going well between the two sides at all. So the shocking trade of Luka, Luka, who was a big star for the Dallas Mavericks, was traded. But Mark Cuban said that he didn't want him to be traded. But that's what happens when you give away some of your shares. Cuban owns 20% of the Mavericks, but the newspaper reported that there's a clause in the purchase agreement that allows Addison and Dumont, who is the majority owner, to buy another 20% of Mark Cuban's stakes. So it gets a little dicey there, gets a little crazy. So this day in sports, July 9th, 1914, Red Sox purchased the future Hall of Famer slugger Babe Ruth's contract from the minor leagues from the Baltimore Orioles. 1948, at 42 years age, legendary pitcher Satchel Paige makes his first majority league debut for Cleveland in St. Louis, throws 2 scoreless innings, and becomes one of the oldest rookies in MLB history. 1963, the 34th All-Star Game, National League wins 5-3 at Municipal Stadium, Cleveland, Ohio. Guess who was the MVP? Willie Mays. 5 years later, the 39th All-Star Game in the Astrodome. The National League wins 1-0. Guess who's the MVP? Willie Mays. Yes, Willie Mays won it 2 consecutive times, 63 and 68. 1968, Wilt Chamberlain became the first reigning NBA MVP to be traded to the next season, after winning the league's MVP. So that's the first time that ever happened. 1988, Nolan Ryan becomes the 7th player to win 100 games with 2 teams. as the Astros beat the Mets 6-3. That's his former team. 2002 All-Star game ends in a 7-7 tie when both teams run out of available pitchers in Milwaukee. Birthdays today. Guess whose birthday this is? Yes, yours truly right here. This is my birthday. But I share birthdays with a couple of famous people. O.J. Simpson, NFL running back, and deservedly so. Yes, I'm going to mention O.J. Simpson's name. He was a legendary. I don't care who's around me. I don't care who's on the ship. Know that I said it. O.J. Simpson. Happy birthday to the late O.J. Simpson, Football Hall of Fame, 1968 Heisman Trophy Award winner, MVP in 1973, six-time All-Pro and broadcaster and actor, was born in San Francisco, California. And happy birthday in 1965 to Willie Wilson, American League baseball player, was born in Montgomery, Alabama. And ladies and gentlemen, that is sports.
Whoa, yes, indeed. That's a big day. July 9th is a big day. I'm going to share some other birthdays with you a little later on of people that you know as well. I'm going to share that with you. I got a few of those coming up as well.
Yes.
Speaking of sports, when I mean, I lost so much track. You know something? I'm the baseball thing right now is that I'm not even up on it at this moment.
Because the Yankees are losing. The Yankees can't keep the ball in play. They keep on striking out.
That's true. They won today. I that was great. They won today. 12. I think it was 12 to. I can't remember. I can't remember offhand. I'm just not into it as much. But it's not just the Yankees. It's the talk now is the World Cup. Everybody's talking about the World Cup.
Let me
That's
tell
the
you about
talk.
the World Cup. Right. The USA got knocked out by Belgium 4-1. Um, let me tell you, there's been a lot of stuff saying about the USA.
Yeah.
Once they got punched in the mouth, they never recovered. Belgium just punched them in the mouth. The USA never. I hate to say this. I love America. That's my country. But they gave up after Belgium scored. The U.S. they laid down and they did not return and recover from that. The World Cup is. Speaking of the World Cup, let me get this up. The bracket is set. You got France that's going to play Paraguay. Canada will play Morocco. Portugal will play against Spain. The USA was supposed to play against, like I said, play Belgium, and they lost. Some games on tonight. The other bracket, Norway will beat Brazil, so that Norway will play Finland, excuse me, England. Yeah, Argentina will play against Switzerland. So that's the matchup. But right now, the World Cup is taking control of all the sports because it only comes around every 4 years. So
Yeah.
that's what's happening.
Once again, sports, they try to drag sports into politics or implement politics into sports again. I'm pretty sure you heard about that guy
Mhm.
on a call about, I don't know too much about the situation because I didn't hear too much about it, but I only heard it just in passing. He had made a call or something. It had to be somewhere the United States versus whoever it was, and he interfered in it. Made a call, and
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the
Well, he
situation.
made a call because that was that guy that resides at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. I don't know if that's true or not. They said it is true, but the American soccer player he was reinstated. He was reinstated to play after he was told he was not going to play because of a foul, and it was a bad call. And he should have been playing, and he did play, but they lost the match. Simple as that.
Okay.
So, by the
I,
way, one more thing.
I,
Um, somebody you wanted to say happy anniversary on someone? Well, she's right here.
Happy anniversary!
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I'm so
Hey,
I'm so jealous of you guys.
Oh, don't be jealous. Come on, you can always come. But we got plans something for. Well, I'll speak to you about that another time. But we got
Yeah,
something planned for all of us. So
yeah,
we can continue on.
yeah. Yeah, but like sports, getting back to the politics of sports, I basically sports will never as long as they keep dragging politics into sports, I don't care which one you like best, it's never gonna be the same. It's
It's
never
not.
gonna be the same,
It's
you
not.
know.
Yeah.
I mean, we just barely got by through the Knicks. The Knicks when they got that. We barely got by that without any politics.
Right.
Just a little of it, not too much.
Right. That's right.
But the Knicks and the Spurs together, they got together, even though they were opposition, they were on one accord when they say we got to concentrate on the game. They were on one accord with that. So they didn't let all of that disturbance or distraction deter them from what they were trying to do. Even though the Knicks won all, the 3 games out of 3 games out of what, seven? No, 3 games
What?
out of
What's that?
no, they won four. They won 3 out of 4.
3 out of 4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Or yeah. I mean, without they could have swept that game. They could have swept it. They could have swept.
They could have, but right now. This is a tough time for New York, for New
Yeah,
Yorkers right now. So we
yeah.
just gotta just ride the wave. But they're gonna be calling the firing for Aaron Boone soon. I can tell you that much. The Mets fire manager and Aaron Boone might be next. I hate to say this.
Something. I would never want to see him go, but I've said it time and time again. During the off season of last year, because the Yankees didn't play good ball last year either. And I'm thinking, well, maybe during the off season, maybe they can go to the farm and scout and see what's taking place, get some new blood, get somebody, because they got a lot of things to work on. They definitely have to have a bullpen. They don't have a bullpen. They don't
Right,
hell. They don't even have a starting. The only right now the best starter that they have is Cole. What's his name? Cole.
um, oh, their pitcher.
Yeah,
Yeah, I forget his name. Yeah, Cole. Yeah,
yeah.
but he just came back from injury. Remember he was
That's
out all year, so
yeah,
he's doing what he can do right now. He's
yeah.
trying to
That's
pull him up.
and now the Aaron Judge is still on the injured list. He's still away. I don't know when he's coming back. But even when he does come back, he can't carry the team by himself. I
Nope.
mean, he's captain, and I'm pretty sure he's still active in the game, even though he's not playing it because he's a captain. But there's
Yeah.
no, there's not nothing happening with that team. There's nothing happening with that team. And I'm a Yankee guy through and through. I just got to call them out when I have to call them out.
Yep.
And speaking of that, I can call out the entire Yankee organization, but that's another show, because the players are one thing, the organization is another thing, and I don't particularly like the Yankee organization for a couple of reasons. But that's another thing that we can implement.
If George Steinbrenner was alive, it wouldn't be happening like this.
No, absolutely not, absolutely not. Uh, I mean, because he spared no expense with that team. He says, I'm paying you. I couldn't understand it at first. I said, why does he hang out in the dugout? Why does he have to, he's intimidating these guys. He's making them feel uncomfortable. Why don't he get out of, I understand now. Now I understand why he did what he did. If you're going to shell out all of that kind of money, and these guys are not
You
going to,
expect to win. That's right.
yeah, they want to win. And I'm sure they want to win, but that was the back then, you know. But what can I say? Anyway, anything else you want to add?
No, that's basically it.
Okay.
Basically it.
All right. Well, I want to thank you for that. And well, now I am going to take everybody back in time. On this day in history, back in 1947, the engagement of Britain's Princess Elizabeth and Lieutenant Philip Mountbatten. That's Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip. They were married. They were engaged that year, 1947. On this day in history, in 1951, U.S. President Harry Truman asked Congress to formally end state of war with Germany. On this day in history, in 1955, Bill Haley and his Comets, Rock Around the Clock, that tops the Billboard chart as one of the best-selling singles ever. On this day in history, in 1956, Dick Clark's first appearance as host of the American Bandstand. On this day in history, 1967, WRET TV, Channel 36 in Charlotte, North Carolina. That's NBC and CBS, and that begins broadcasting. On this day in history, in 1968, BBC TV broadcast farewell folk rock band, The Seekers, their final performance, drawing 10 million viewers. On this day in history, in 1986, Columbia Records released The Bridge. That's Billy Joel's 10th studio album. Back in 1987, Colonel Oliver North admits to shredding Iran-Contra evidence. 1992, actress Kim Basinger gets a star on Hollywood's Walk of Fame. In 1995, Jerry Garcia unexpected final concert with the Grateful Dead takes place at Soldier Field in Chicago, Illinois. In 2023, the fantasy comedy film Barbie, that's the fantasy comedy film Barbie, starring Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling, premieres at the Shrine Auditorium in Los Angeles back in 1927 on this day in history. And these are some of the followings of birthdays of people on your day. These are the people who you are celebrating with. 1927, singer Ed Ames of the Ames Brothers was born on this day in Meldon, Massachusetts, and he died in 2023. Back in 2028 on this day in history, actor Vince Edwards, who played Ben Casey, was born in Brooklyn, New York, and he died in 1996. On this day in history, in 1938, actor Brian Dennehy was born on this day, and he was born in Newport, Connecticut, and he died in 2020. In 1941, R&B singer Don McPherson of the Main Ingredient was born in Indianapolis, Indiana, and he died in 1971. Back in 1942, actor Richard Roundtree, who played Shaft.
My man.
Yeah, he was born in New Rochelle, New York, and he died in 2023. In 1952, John Tesh, who was the former host or the co-host of Entertainment Tonight, and now he's a new pianist. He was born in Garden City, New York, and he's 74 today. In 1954, singer Debbie Sledge of Sister Sledge was born on this day in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. She's 72. In 1955, actor Jimmy Smits, who played on L.A. Law and New York PD Blue, NYPD Blue, I should say. He was born in Brooklyn, New York. Tom Hanks was born on this day in 1956. He was born in Concord, California, and he's 70 years old today. In 1957, actress Kelly McGillis, she played in that movie Top Gun. And she was born in Newport Beach, California. She's 69 years old today. In 1956, Jim Kerr, he's the rock star, the rock singer and songwriter of a group called Simple Minds, was born in Glasgow, Scotland. He's 60 years old today. Singer Courtney Love was born on this day in 1964 in San Francisco, California. She's 62 today. And let's see, Fred Savage, finally, from the Wonder Years, was born on this in 1976 in Chicago, Illinois. He's 50 years. That's right. There you go. Those are all a lot of people that you probably didn't even know was born on your day.
Well, you forgot.
Did I forget it? Who did I forget?
Hanks. What? Tom Hanks is born on this day too.
I mentioned Tom Hanks.
Oh, you did mention him? Okay.
Yeah, he was born on July 9th, 1956. He was born in Concord,
Okay.
California. 70 years
I'm
old.
sorry. Okay. Okay. All right.
Okay, and as we move along, 1952, country singer June Carter weds country singer Carl Smith. They got divorced in 1956. In 1952, on this day in history, TV host Fred Rogers, who you know as Mr. Rogers, was pianist and college sweetheart Sarah Joanne Bird until his death in 2003. In 1988, Facts of Life actress Sheila Witchell. She played Blair, and she weds Pastor Steve Kubel, and they got divorced
Mm.
in 2012. In 2005, Beverly Hills 90210 actress Tiffany Thyssen weds actor and author uh, Brady Smith, and they got married in Monticello, California, in 2005. L.A. L.A. Law, no, I'm sorry, Law and Order, Law and Order Special Victims Unit actress Diane Neal was fellow actor who played on the same show, Marcus Fitzgerald, and they got married in the Dominican Republic, and they got divorced in 2012. In 2009, actress Ann Faris wed second husband, actor Chris Pratt, and they got married in Bali, Indonesia, and they got divorced in 2018. And 2024, comedian Eddie Murphy wed second wife, model Paige Butcher, and they got married in Angulara, Lesser Antilles. Actor Rod Steiger died on this day in 2002 at the age of 77 years old from pneumonia. He was born April 14th, 2025, and he was born in West Hampton, New York. In 2004, actress Isabel Sanford, who played Louise Jefferson on The Jeffersons and All in a Family, dies at the age of 86 years old. And she died in 1917. She was born in 1917. I'm sorry. 2010, actress Vanetta McGee dies from cardiac arrest at the age of 65. And co-founder of the Ford models, Eileen Ford, died on this day in 2014. She was 92 years old. And let's see, she died from complications of osteoporosis. And she was born March 25th in 1922 in New York City. In 2019, actor, comedian Rip Torn dies on this day at the age of 88 years old. Former president candidate Ross Perot died on this day at the age of 89. He was died from leukemia, and he was born June 27th, 1930. He was born in Texarkana, Texas. And finally, in 2023, soap opera actress Andrea Evans from One Life to Live dies of cancer, and she died at the age of 66 years old. So that's what's happening on this
I
day.
remember her. Yeah.
I remember. I loved her.
One Life to Live. Yeah.
Yeah, I loved her. And she played a villainess. The cute young lady. She was cute. She had a cute face.
Yeah.
She was a villainess. She didn't have a villainous face, but she was a villainess. Anyway,
Yes.
that's what's happening on this day in history. And if you know that something else is happening on this day in history, please let us know. Just type it in there. We'll see it right there. We'll call it out, and we'll let everybody know about it. And by the way, if you want to get in touch with Brian or I, all you have to do is get in contact with us by emailing us or calling us. You can do one or the other. It doesn't matter, just as long as you get in touch with us. The email address is Frank Allan Prod. Allan is spelled Allan. Prod is Prod. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. Telephone number 641-715-3900, extension 467134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467134. Keep all of that information in your electronic devices, such as your computer, be it laptop or desktop. You could do it on your telephone or even your tablet as well. So this way, if you put them in all of them, if you own all of them, Put them in all of them. This way, just in case one fails, you have another one to go back on. So let me give you that email address again, frankallenprod@aol.com. That's frankallenprod@aol.com. Telephone number 641-715-3900, extension 467134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467134. Bonnie Tyler, the singer best known for her hit Total Eclipse of the Heart, has died. Tyler, known for her raspy voice, also had big 70 and 80 hits with the songs like It's a Heartache and Holding Out for a Hero. Tyler was born in Skewen, Wales in 1951. She was one of the 7 children, and her father had become disabled fighting in World War II. Tyler was 75 years old. Okay, I have those movies I want to tell you about. They're great movies. These movies are from Turner Classic Movies. They're all Turner Classic Movies. They're all classics, some black and white, some color. However, I only have 2 this week, and they're all in color. One is from 1964, which follows Robin and the Seven Hoods with Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, and Sammy Davis Jr. Of course, you know they're the Rat Pack, and that's on Turner Classic Movies. You can see that Saturday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern. And you also have High Society. Now, this goes back to 1956 with Being Crosby and Grace Kelly, and that's on Turner Classic Movies. You can see that Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern. And you can go on Turner Classic Movies and look for yourself, because there may be other Turner Classic movies that you may want to check out that I didn't mention, because these are my picks for this weekend. Check out this weekend, my picks of the week for your weekend. And of course, you can add the other ones that you find to the ones I just gave you. And remember, if you still have cable, you can also go there and check out the free movies, the pay-per-view movies. There are movies for the kids. There are great cartoons, and you have documentaries and sporting events all there, right there. It's all right there. And then, if you don't get a chance to watch these movies in real time, you could, as I always say, you could record them and watch them later. So let me repeat these movies again. There are only 2. Robin and the Seven Hoods from 1964. Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, and Sammy Davis Jr. Bing Crosby is in it as well. I happen to know that. It's Turner Classic Movies at Sunday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern. And High Society with Bing Crosby, Sinatra, Grace Kelly, Turner Classic Movies at Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern. And it's all right there on Turner Classic Movies. I hope you get a chance to enjoy it. Brian,
Yes.
you know what's concerning me right now that no one is talking about? We know that Mitch McConnell is sick. Nobody knows where he is. No one's giving any information about his health. They say he's brain dead. Some people say he's brain dead. We don't know that for sure. Did you hear the story?
I've heard the story that he wasn't feeling well, and the president did not. He said he didn't know anything about it, and how could he not know anything about it? He's Mitch McConnell wasn't a popular person with the people that's on the Democratic side, which is the right wing. But it's the fact is that he's still a human being.
Yeah.
And there should be some concern, but again, this president makes light of this like no big thing. Well, what do you mean? This man served his time in politics, whether you liked him or not, whether he was on the political side of yours or not.
Yeah, well, I don't expect too much out of him. I don't expect too much out of him, but I'm just concerned. I mean, I don't know. I brought up the topic, but I can't talk intelligently about it. None of us can, because we don't know where he is. He was missing ever since June 9th, and no one is saying anything. I've seen things on Facebook. Because you can't believe what you see on Facebook anymore.
Exactly.
Because everything is AI, and you don't even, some of these pictures that you see on Facebook, like for instance, you see a woman in her 60s or 70 years old with a girlish body, things like that. That's AI,
Yeah.
Yeah, you see that, and it's possible they just use the head of the woman and just attach it to a body, or she doesn't exist at all.
She doesn't exist at all. Wow. Jeez.
You know,
That's
but get
crazy.
but getting back to that, I mean, I pray for Mitch McConnell. I don't know where he is. I really wish I knew more, and I think the American public have a right to know his condition. He's a
Yeah.
public.
He's the former House Speaker. You
Yeah.
know? It's amazing that nobody don't know. I hope he's okay. I hope he's okay.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
they had stories about they sent his wife to China and left him here. And I saw a picture on Facebook, which I don't even know if it's true or not. He was lying in bed with tubes in his nose and all of that. I
I
don't
didn't
even
see
know
that.
that.
I didn't even
I don't.
see that.
Well, you know something. I don't even know if it's real because no one is saying anything. You would
That's
think.
terrible. Yeah, that's terrible. That is really terrible. Come on. He deserved better than that,
But he doesn't.
Um,
He doesn't deserve that. If we find out more, I keep checking the news. I keep checking the news, and they don't know. They don't know what to tell us because they don't have any facts. They don't have any whereabouts of where he is, or if he's sick, at least tell us that. But he's not. They're not saying anything.
trying to keep it on, keeping a hush thing. Yeah.
Why? But why?
I don't
Why?
know.
It's not right. You also heard that less than a month ago, Graham Plattner, appeared as the Democratic best position to take the Republican Senate. He was running against Susan Collins, who, by the way, is a Trumper. Now, Graham Plattner is a Democrat. And on the 8th of July, he announced his withdrawal, which was yesterday. You heard
Yeah.
about
Yeah, I
that?
heard about that. You see, this is where dirty politics start coming in,
Yeah.
and where they start digging up dirt and everything. And apparently this is true, because if it's not true, why would he remove himself out of the party? All of this is for the midterms. I don't care who's around me. I want to speak freely. It's a free country, and I speak myself. And I think it's a dirty business on both sides, Democrats and Republicans. They have no right doing this. They're going into the man's personal life. Was he guilty? Maybe he was. None of our business. Surely none of my business. But right is right.
Well, when the news came out and his girlfriend came out and sang on it, and right away the Democrats said, "Oh no, we're asking him for his resignation. We want him to drop out of the race." And I'm thinking to myself, "Whoa, wait a minute. Let's hear what he has to say first. Let's see what he has to say." Now, I was hoping with my fingers crossed is that he was able to clear his name and say, "Okay, that happened a long time ago," or maybe, as he put it, it never happened.
Right.
But again, why did he drop out if it didn't happen? And I was hoping he was able to prove it, but evidently he didn't prove it. And now he drops out and he says it's not. He says he blames that on the establishment.
Bad. No. You see, this is where the Democrats they put themselves into these situations, but they can't overcome things like this. Stop getting into trouble.
Yeah.
Say what you need to say, but apparently, listen. When you mess around like this is what happens. Politicians, they should know better. When there's smoke, there's fire. People are going to dig, and they're going to dig hard. They're going to make sure that he pays the price for this. And now this is going to probably ruin his political career now because of
Well,
this.
something. Something. The Democrats cannot afford this kind of baggage. They can't afford it because of the midterms that are coming up. Now, as I said, he was running against Senator Susan Collins,
Yeah.
who's a Trumper through and through. And so now with the Democrats, they have, by the way, they have until July 27th for them to make a selection to take Graham's Platinum's place.
But this is what I said before last week. This is where the Trump administration, this is where you can't sleep on them, because they're going to dig dirt. They're going to fight dirty. If they're going to fight dirty, they're not going to play fair. Now look at this. Can the Democrats recover over this? This is like Joe Biden. Remember when Joe Biden had pulled out, and they tried to bring Kamala Harrison on? Wasn't enough. America wasn't ready for a woman president, especially a black woman president. Yes, I said it, but it is what it is.
Donald Trump is a busy turd. He's a busy turd, because now you heard the latest story too about he had this guy. Well, they, not him personally, but they arrested this guy for, as they say, tampering with the reflective pool.
Doesn't surprise me.
And all he did was put his hand in the water. He wanted to feel the water. That murky water, that green water, it gets greener and nastier looking every day. Right now, it looks like lime jello. It's that bad. But they wanted him arrested, so they protest. They went to Washington. They protest that. He had people back with them protesting. His lawyer was there, and they're going to fight it. And he said, according to Donald Trump, it was someone out there that was, I don't know, not the word. I don't want to use a sabotage, but I don't know. He said something about that. Someone vandalized or something. Somebody's out there vandalizing it, right? My question is, if that's the case, we need some evidence, which he never showed any evidence of that. Need evidence. You know what that evidence could be? And if you tell me it can't be done, it's a lie. They could show videos. There's got to be cameras around that area. We're talking about Washington, D.C.
Well, the man that was accused of this is a former Olympian.
That's right. That's right.
So,
that's right.
But then they was questioning.
I can't remember his last name. It's Davey something.
But they can't prove it though. That's the thing.
They can't. But if it was vandalism, there's ways to prove it. There are cameras all around that area. Don't tell me there's not cameras around there. Don't tell me there are not cameras around there. Now, if you say it's vandalism, then you go and check out the footage. They're available.
Yep.
And he couldn't do that. So since the White House screwed up everything in that vein, they screwed up all of that. Now they have to find someone to blame for it.
Exactly. Politics is a dirty game. It's a dirty game, and unfortunately, we live in a world of it, and we're caught right in between it.
Yeah, it's terrible. And the 4th of July, by the way, his presidential fair bombed. You heard about that, right? No one was there.
Yeah.
No one was there. But the only show that took place were the Proud Boys marching with the flags. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah. On the subways in D.C. and everything with their masks on.
Right. That's right. They were trying to intimidate black people on the subway. They had a photo of this one girl sitting on the train, and they had the two guys surrounding her. Two of those guys surrounding her.
People of color, black people, they're not going to go for that anymore. They're not going to go. They're not going to go for that anymore. It's just what we, it's a war within ourselves. It's a civil war.
Yeah.
It's a civil war.
I mean, we can go on and on. There's so many things that happened today or the past few days, all this week, since the beginning of the week. So many things. But I don't understand why they had these guys. Oh, and don't forget about the ICE. There was a shooting. There was a shooting in Texas. They killed a man who was on his way to work, and they shot him because he was trying to get away. There was no identification shown to anyone. You know something? We could talk about this tomorrow, Brian, because we're running out of
Yeah.
time.
All
That's
right.
one of the things I want to get into as well because it's important to talk about. It's a sick world.
It's a
Politics
sick
is
world.
sick. All right.
Sick. Yep.
All right. Well, I guess we'll catch you back here tomorrow, right?
10 o'clock. I'll be on the road, but yes, we'll continue this, and everybody enjoy the rest of the evening as we head to Florida. There we go.
We'll be looking forward to seeing that. And for the rest of you guys, meet us back here tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. for the coffee hour. We'll be here. Brian Camp will be with me. He'll be there from wherever he is, and I'll be here in New York City. And he'll have sports, and we'll talk more. Other than that, come back here next Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern for more of Talk Back Live. Brian Camp, my co-host, with the latest developments in today's world of sports as well. Until then, have yourself a great morning, good afternoon, good evening, and we'll see you. Good night. Take care.
You've been watching Talk Back Live with Frank Allen and Brian Camp. The producers are Al Dale and Katina Camp. Technical assistant Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer Donna Stenke. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Talk Back Live.